All right, D Smith back on the mic.
So we have a top 8 cut, which is where we're at.
Is that where we're at right now?
Yeah, a top 8 cut. Our first feature match is going to be the Juon Ritzau. We literally had to tell him, by the way, you either play your feature match or you drop, because he was like, nah, I ain't doing it. And we're like, no. Stop! Every time. Sorry. God.
The real Scotty Jones coming in here kicking our headphones.
No, I 100% knew that was going to happen. It was just a matter of when.
Yep.
Cool. So
You
yeah.
were not prepared.
We were literally like, look, you either play your feature match or you drop. He elected to play his feature match.
Strangely enough.
Shockingly. He's versing Ryan Stokes, who was playing Qliphort. So let's just see if we have a sick player cam. Minute Mao. And we'll drop this guy as well. Look at him.
Look at
Handsome
there he is.
bastard
He's
that he is.
real.
I love it. I love it.
He hasn't shaved his mustache in weeks.
All right. See if we got this boy started. Maybe. All right. We'll see if we can get him started. Can you go tell them they're all right to start? Sick. They're not. Oh, they are?
Seem to be. They've drawn hands.
Oh, good. We're in.
We in, boys?
We're in. Yep. So Jono, under sweet threatening of dropping, has now been basically forced to play.
Nothing quite like browbeating your players into going onto a feature match.
So the top, we will get in here shortly. Jai Hardwell made it. Carl Wiedemann and his opponent drew in the last round. So they both topped. So there's that. Look, it might not be intentional. There's some chance it was a thing that happened.
Oh,
that just happened.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yep, I'm sure it's...
The Wiedemann wouldn't do one of...
No, the Wiedemann would never do that.
Intentionally draw.
Wiedemann would never do such a thing. So that's with an upstart into a scout.
Pretty solid. And here's a likely dude into sacrifice.
We'll have to go tell Jono to like not use his calculator and use the Thang. The Thang.
His calculator's tiny.
Yeah, but that's it. So like he can't Fang the Thang. All right. What? All right.
Okay, we're good.
So, yeah, sacrifice dude. Seems good.
The Twitch chat, is that someone by the name of Ethan?
Ethan dominates. Classic Ryan. Ha ha ha. Aw.
So it's an Ethan that knows Ryan. Would that be an Ethan that we're familiar with?
Look, it's really sweet that his boyfriend's come out to support him like this.
It's quite nice.
It is nice.
Big props, Ethan.
Big props to Ethan. Alright, so we like sacrifice. Juon is playing the Nugu. The Nugu, aka Burning Abyss.
Yep.
I have a lovely handwritten deck list for him. Very little spice. Not a lot of spice.
I think from what he told me this morning, he's just straight playing Patrick's deck.
Yeah, which...
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Dude knows how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Don't want to get rid of his 6 secrets before the YCS.
No, 100%. He's got to keep something under wraps, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, on paper, favored matchup, Mills, BLS Irrelevant, and Sir.
Billy and the Sir is always just nice.
It's quite good, yes.
Is it irrelevant? Is it not like? Is it like a Calcab? Or
yeah, I think it's like a Calcab.
Yeah, right. They're Bowden's secrets.
They're Bowden's secrets, of course.
Oh, Bowden. It's nice of you.
Your little Jono's grown up, making top 8s.
Look at him with his top 8s. Oh, Hoban, not Patrick. Wait, that's what's that? Anyway, ignoring my... We've been casting a year for what, like...
That's fine.
6 hours now. My brain is mush.
Well, I just had a good conversation with Scotty Jones, so I'm a little razzled.
You're telling me about all his spicy texts. I just walk in and he's like halfway through a deck profile.
Yeah, he's playing a 60-card Shadol deck, Shadol artifacts, but 2 Sanctum, 2 Moral Tech, because if you played Ignitions or more of them, they're cloggy.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense.
60 cards, least cloggy deck in the world.
Yes, most definitely.
That's fair.
So you have June here, taking out his plays. Looks like he has at least a Wing Blast and another spell in hand.
Is there a Rubik? If there's a Rubik, he can just go ham, right?
If he has a Rubik, he can at least put a lot of damage in. Sure does have a Rubik.
Well, that's nice. Feels like a Calcab, you can just kill him.
Yeah, I mean that's the 8K, right?
Mm-hmm. Jono was like,
So he needs to just have like what 2 Burning Abyss monsters in his hand.
yeah. Jono was like, I don't want a feature match. And I'm like, but if you lose, then we can't give you one because it's a knockout. And he's like, but I just won't lose. I'm like, oh, that's confidence if nothing else. To a Virgil. Shuffles a dude.
Bam, with authority.
If he's got a Calcab or something, he can just go bleh and blur the guy.
Here's Ryan. Shuffle. Doesn't present.
No, he can't do it. Okay. Ryan's on 8-2. He upstarted.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Little Juon. Poor decisions made. Not really poor decisions made. He's still just gonna 8.
Like the Wombo's just 8K, right? Is there any way to push the extra damage out?
Does Brilliant? Nah, Brilliant would make a difference.
I don't think there's
Doesn't
any way
really
for him to
matter.
make
He can just swing
brilliant.
it. He can swing it for like what 6K. This seems reasonable.
6K, set at least a Wing Blast. I'm assuming probably like a Typhoon or something. Does he main deck MSTs?
Sure does. 3 MSTs, 1 Night Beam, 1 Night
Sweet.
Beam.
I'm taking Scott Deckless out of here. It's starting to hurt my eyes.
Yeah, I know. It hurts my face. I hates it. Be MLG Codcasters. And then he shot the guy, and then he dived, and he threw a grenade, and he's prone again, and he's just constantly prone. Codcasting seems exciting.
I would enjoy it. I'd probably be able to cast like Qliphort Pro Mod. That game seems fun.
The man shot a thing with his gun, and the other man doesn't seem too happy about that at all. That would be me codcasting.
Not brain.
That is apparently his other card.
So Ryan slams the Regeki.
Jono resolves about
Seems
9
decent.
different effects.
There's quite a chain link building right here.
You better hope he can just kill
I
it.
hope he's seen Amanda Palm's video on how to build a chain link. She goes down a slide.
Why? Is this how I should judge? Hot pants and slippery dips?
Yeah,
I'll do it.
you will.
Don't think I won't.
Don't think he won't.
Bust out the black milk tights. Comfy as fuck.
Who was it that when they play at the Cardi, they play on their gym shorts? Is that Zach Deuce?
Zach Deuce brought a gym towel like twice.
Okay.
But he's real swole, so it was like, no one was going to walk up to him and be like, oh, nice mat nerd, because he just literally annihilates.
Yeah.
Like, he'd pack them down into a little ball that
I'm
was
pretty
super
sure
dense.
he's an engineer with like a BMW and he's like swole as.
He would just pack
Guy
them
is-
down into a
Guy is
little
the
ball.
dream.
A little ball that's stupidly dense, and then just throw them into the sun.
Yep.
I believe it's 100% what would happen to him.
100% what would happen.
Yeah. Like, he could bench me probably one-handed. He wouldn't, though.
I mean, I'm sure if you asked him nicely, he's a nice guy.
He is a real friendly guy. Make him sound really violent, like he's going to throw people into the sun, but he ain't like that. He ain't like that at all. So just has a scum.
Alright, so back to the game. Ryan's doing stuff.
I'm sure he is. There's a scales.
Not much has happened since, but
Pendulum of Helix.
Yep. Good old Helix getting in there.
Generally, banlist update predictions. Some sort of nerfing Shadows and some sort of nerfing Shadows in order to push TCG exclusive Archetype Burning Abyss and new hotness Qliphorts.
Yep.
And that's it. Please buy more Qliphort decks and please buy our TCG exclusive deck, please.
Doesn't feel like the ban list where they unban something off the wall yet, right? That's usually the September one.
Did they put anything to like 2 last list that could have easily gone to 3?
Probably. I didn't pay attention to it if they did.
Because I think, like, yeah, that's what they'll do.
They put Major Faith to 3, didn't they?
Yeah, she's at 3 now.
Mm.
There'll be something that's semi-limited. They just jam up to 3 because it's an irrelevant card now.
Wing Blast, you guy. Is that with a Sir? I believe it is.
Well, that's nice.
It's quite solid, yes. Seems like Ryan is quite behind in this game. He's used his Pendulum Summon. I believe he's used his Battle Phase. So it seems like he's pretty much just dead on board. I mean, for back row, he has an Evac, a Warning, 2 Drain, 3 Emptiness. So he could conceivably live the turn if he has Emptiness and Evac, and he Evacs the Virgil, and then Emptiness is Jono. But like
So
he's dead to a Swift Breeze at
If
this
he
point.
if he buys a ticket, gets on the train, and arrives 2 days later at Yu-Gi-Oh! Christmas Land.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%. He's going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Christmas.
He's a dead man.
He's quite dead. Yes.
Oh yeah. Like has he normal summoned yet? His options
I'm not 100% sure.
obviously not. His options
Obviously
are
not.
legit like normal summon a guy pass, which is not good against a Virgil on board.
It ain't great.
Jono is using a Burning Abyss deck, which has been very popular today.
It's quite strong.
Yep, I think we'll see quite a lot of it heading into YCS Sydney. Yep, scoopity scoop
Yep.
scoop.
He's using the Nugu.
So Jono has informed me before the match started. He's like, "Do you want to sound smart on the stream?" And I'm like, "Well, you mean like more so?" Or
Oh, Dan.
he is apparently in a bold move, siding out nothing but 3 Vanity's Emptiness.
Mhm.
And he said, I'm siding 3 Vanity's Emptiness for the only card that I'm siding in, which I'm going to assume is the 3 Fairy Winds he's siding
I don't
in.
know. Defusion seems pretty solid.
Only if Ryan sides into like Fusion game.
No. See, when they go for the Fusion Autos, that's when you get them.
Yep. Good.
You get them.
Good. So it looks like it's going to be neg 3 Vanities plus 3 Fairy Wind, which
Yeah.
seems alright.
It seems not bad.
Like, none of their summons really start chains except Disc, and like, Vanitizing a Disc doesn't seem good either.
I mean, Vanities can be good sometimes when they have their scales up, they have no monsters on the field, and you just like stand by Vanities them. It's like, it's fine. But chances are they have a Typhoon for it, or they just, monster sacrifice, or just don't care.
But at that point, it's like, if they had just their scales up and no monsters, Fairy Wind's just better.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
Like,
That's just
that's
it, it's
the
just better.
only situation in which Vanities is good.
Yeah,
And
like Vanities isn't the worst, but it's clearly worse than Fairy Wind.
yeah, like if there's one situation where Vanities is good and you can safely say, but this card would be better, you should be playing that card.
Oh, yeah.
Emptiness is not that great versus Qliphort. They can get out of it so easily.
They play a lot of back row removal as well.
Also,
They normal summon big guys.
normal summon a guy, make him 21.
They skill drain it, you guys are on 24, 28. If they have the scales, it could be 31, 27.
What is Jono doing?
Is he doing the old smokescreen arena?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just jammed 15 in and he's pulling 3 out.
Nice.
Just so Ryan has no idea what's going on. But it makes me wonder why he's shuffling while he does it.
Got to give him the old mind games.
Oh, I'm siding in 15 cards against you. Oh, okay. Are you though?
Yeah.
Oh,
What if he's smokescreening into wind-ups like all the cool kids do?
mate, you smoke screen into Inzectors. Windups are so 2012.
12?
I don't know.
Probably. Well, what was the year that everyone quit and played Vanguard? That was 2012, right? They didn't like their they didn't like their stuff getting blown up by hornets.
Yes, the year of regret, as I've learned to call it. Irrelevant card games are the best card games. A little bit of hate for anyone who plays Vanguard out there. There you
Yep,
go.
just putting a little bit of salt in you.
Anyone who's sitting at home, real into Vanguard, it's just like,
Get it in you.
these guys are jerks. What the hell?
Anyway, speaking on Ryan Stokes' side, he has 2 Mirror Force, 2 Dynetherium, 2 Spell Shattering Arrow, a Climate Change, 2 Shadow Mirror, 2 Wiretap, 2 Vanity's Fiend, and 2 Stormforth. So I'm pretty sure he's just going to take out 4 less than great cards for 2 Shadow Mirrors, 2 Wiretaps, Wiretaps for the Fairy Winds. Also, I've been meaning to ask you, based Bowden, is Dynetherium like what Tom Harrison dreamed up in a crack dream, or is it like a bona fide alright choice? Because I'm pretty interested.
Also, he opens Summoner's Art. Good.
Well, he does play 8 of them. It's not unreasonable he's going to open the Scout.
I know. Just, it's always nice.
It is.
Oh, when he has the kitty.
Yeah, he has the kitty cat.
Oh, of course he does.
Does he have another monster? 2 Penduram. Doesn't look like it.
Why would he need to? Did
Also, we
just
can bounce with this kitty.
Did he just normal summon that monster?
Yeah.
Like, why would you not pendulum it, bounce the kitty, and search again? Even if it's your only monster, why would you not do it that way?
I'm not sure.
Is he...
Or maybe he did. I don't know. His life points are still 8k apparently.
He has, what? 6, 7 cards? Yeah, so he searched twice, right? Because he +1 off the scout would bring him to 6 cards, and +2 brings him to 7.
It would make sense.
Seems fine. If you drop 1600 life points, we'll know. That's 600, mate.
Help.
Oh, no John Upside, it's fine.
Guys, it's fine.
Guys,
Guys, it's fine.
Greatest
It's fine.
greatest streaming team in North America.
Trying really hard.
Yes, Bowden didn't bottomless the title. It was the correct play at the time.
Pretty sure if he bottomless to the title, he died to Chaos. I don't remember the game that well, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember.
Also,
thinking.
you know, irrelevant games from years and years ago. Good. I remember this one mistake he made in 2009. Must be a bad player.
The old Goyo
Fault Troll.
fault roll.
Nothing wrong with Goyoing a Fault Troll.
Nothing wrong with that at all. So, in other news, Ryan has everything.
Correct. He has actual everything.
The old Vanities Memerino.
I'm a big fan of the whole... None of my monsters go to the graveyard, so the Vanities literally never dies.
It's quite good, yes. Quite good.
Now, he'd be very dumb here if he tributed the
Tribute
carrier.
summoned for the Helix.
Yes, that would be very dumb.
I think it would be a subpar play at best. I have a feeling he's just going to normal summon it. For beats.
For boots?
For the beats.
Boots. Just jam it, boy. Don't fear the torrential. He doesn't play it. Just jam.
Yep.
Swang.
Beats by Helix.
Although, if Jono Fairy wins it right now, that'd be really funny.
That would be quite a good fairy wind.
Oh, look, I'd call it reasonable.
I'd say it would not be bad. But then, seeing the way this game's gone, Ryan would probably just have the wiretap for it. Just to really get him. He has 2 in his sideboard, yeah.
He sure does.
Seems like this would be the matchup for it, right?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
With all the Fire Leaks and Fairy Winds and other aggressive, hateful cards.
Really need to go poke them and tell them to use the damn scoreboard.
Yeah. Would be handy.
Jono's shuffling his hand.
Probably.
Seems like, oh...
Jono does what Jono does.
Jono does what Jono don't.
Discarding Scribby Scram.
Back to the deck. Back to the pavilion, etc., etc.
Etc., etc.
Australian fast bowler. Jokes that Americans won't get.
What are you talking? This is jokes that I don't get.
Skidhouse.
What's that?
Look, it's the Australian fast bowler.
Oh, right, that show that was on Channel 10 in like 2003. We're bringing the Eben memes back.
Hey, vintage memes are best memes.
D. Smith with the nostalgia references.
Don't we sing you the first 2 lines of the Around the Twist theme song?
I could join you in that one.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to.
Vintage memes are best memes.
They ain't bad memes.
Alright.
So back to the game. Jono savagely wing blasted the monster that had a sacrifice on it to kill the emptiness.
I feel like Ryan still
Now
has
he's
a
gone
lot
searching.
of things, though.
Yeah, but June will get there. I believe.
He has unknown back row.
I believe in the Ritz.
Ryan's going to go +2 every turn off the trampolines unless someone does something to stop him.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Would you say it's fine?
No. He's in a poor position for sure.
Yeah, that play is so August. That's how the cool kids talk. Apparently there's, in a chat room, there is almost no difference between Yu-Gi-Oh players and people from Mean Girls. They talk exactly the same way.
That's an astute.
Between the aggression and the, oh my god, so dated. What time was 20 and US time? Goodness only knows. May the Thorn is too much of a stretch for Mean Girls.
Yeah, I just searched mean. I was hoping there'd be a
Yet
fresh
another-
meme in there.
Yet another Wing Blast.
Yeah, probably.
On the back row.
Get him. It appears to be a
Graph.
El Grafio. June's clawing his way back in there.
This tourney will probably end in like 3 hours, so math as to however late that is US time.
Yeah, I ain't 100% sure on that.
Could be anything.
Do we have Henry in the top 8? This is quite unfortunate.
It is quite unfortunate. It was a very unfortunate draw in the last round that knocked out quite a few of the favourites.
Ah.
Do we have a list at the top?
Yeah, I thought I gave it to you. We have Floyd playing the Wiedemann at the moment.
So it's Floyd versus the Wiedemann.
Mm-hmm.
We also have
Juno and Ryan.
Jono and Ryan. I'm assuming Big Kev's in there.
no
No.
Pledge versus the Hadril.
DePledge versus
The
Jai
Pledge made it
Hadril.
in the Hadril.
And,
Okay.
Luke, the dude with the beard.
And
Yep,
Luke.
Luke Plaxton.
And I'm not sure. the
Luke
other-
Plaxton borrowed a deck.
Yeah, he borrowed Qliphort's today.
So, like, he borrowed a deck and top 8'd.
Mm-hmm.
That he literally watched me play the deck on Wednesday night. He's like, I don't know what any of these cards do. And here he is, top 8ing with a deck that clearly requires months of skill and practice.
Ah, Sean Talon Murphy giving back a... Pretty
Months.
sure I lent him 2 Vanity's Fiends. Did he put them both in the same sleeve? This man is a savage.
Alright, so Jono making the plays. Probably going for the Dante. Because he can.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you do.
There's zero reason for him to just not
Detach
go
the
ham
Gentle Sir.
to Ryan's things.
Millen
So
3 good ones.
Another Sir. Oh, it's a Rubik.
It's a Ruby.
Whoa, that ain't bad.
Gets his graph back.
Swing for damage. Like, there you go. Damn.
Yep. Just getting in.
700 over your guy, 1000 direct, 17. 10 out of 10.
Elf shit off a Construct.
Oh. That's a spicy chat.
So, would you say that Jono is representing a certain trap card currently?
What?
May or may not have a Fire Lake?
Oh. Oh, well, that's entirely possible. Seems like at least a scout search happens before that happens, but yeah. Sure.
I mean, pointed at it.
Pay your filthy life points. The cool thing is you can, like, if Ryan's gonna be searching a monster, he can be like, pay it 100, search the monster, pendulum it, bounce the like guy,
Mhm.
play the guy, activate effect to search, Fire Lake.
Seems like if he has the Fire Lake, now's the time, right?
I do it after he summons the monster and when he goes to the second search, because then there's 3 cards in the field. So you destroy the first search and you stop the second one, and
That's,
he has
yeah,
to,
yeah, that does.
and he
make
has to
sense.
pay the 1600.
Makes sense.
And if he's searching for a monster, it probably means that he doesn't have another one in it. Like, he doesn't have another monster.
Yeah, yeah. What's he have on top of his extra deck? Just a Helix?
I think so. It also means that, like,
Did he add a Shell?
yeah,
Damn.
hey, it ain't bad.
Shell getting in there. No, I'm a big fan of Shell. Guy does some serious damage.
I mean, 2800 attacks twice. Not
Piercing,
a
right?
terrible card. Yeah, and trample as well. Not a terrible card.
All right, who's the edgy magic man now? Trample boy.
So he bounces this, summons it again.
Oh, it's a 9 scale. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's why Alias is kind of better because it's 1 scale.
Yeah.
If you're gonna run your one of that isn't a disc, then like Alias is better than this card, but it still ain't bad to just kill him.
You just kill him.
Yeah.
And Shell just kills him.
Pretty sure I've won games against Jono with him having like a graph in defense, and I'm like swing over it for like 1800, and he's like,
Sorry, did you just drop the old humble brag of the... Pretty sure I've won games against Jono.
I've beat him exactly once in my entire life.
Kind of a big deal.
Once in my entire life is fine. So, fire laking him for mad value. Gets
Yeah.
both monsters and the kitty cat.
In the kitty cat. And the kitty cat, yeah. That kitty cat ain't coming back.
No. It's only around 1.
Uh,
Oh, he owns 2. Oh. There's a potential for a second kitty cat.
there is. You ever seen Trampoling's pendulum off the top of the extra deck?
You can't do it in this deck. You can't.
Sure you can.
No.
Pretty sure if you put kitty cat auto eyes, right?
No, they're both 4. No
That's
chet. Oh wait, no, it's 1 and 4, right? No, it's 4 and 4. No chet.
Man, I'm gonna have to get the trampolines up.
No chet.
I mean, I don't think I've read these cards before.
Yeah,
there
it's
he is.
4. No
A little bit of
chet,
trampolines.
please. No chet. Is it Jono's hands moving too fast? Yeah, it's kind of what he does.
Yeah, he's twitchy.
He is. Man's 40% caffeine, 30% determination, 30% pedo stash.
10% swimmer.
It's like that percentage is like the small part of him
Yep.
that's dying every day.
Uh,
Every day his athletic career gets a little bit
just
further
remember
away.
to Control T to a new tab and Google image search Jono Ritzau. There's some good ones in there.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. And then just whenever you see Jono in a thread, just start a Jono face posting. We'll join in.
Hashtag John Ritz. So we have an 1800 vanilla and a back row versus a Sir.
Yeah.
And about 900 cards in hand, one of which is a Fire Leak.
900 being like 2.
2, but one's a Fire Leak, so there's that.
That ain't bad.
Double Sir ain't great.
I mean, seems fine, right? Did he special one by its effect?
One was on the field, and I think he just normaled that one.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Mega Dante.
He can trigger one this turn, and then if his Dante dies, he can trigger it again, or if it lives to the next turn, he can trigger it again.
Trigger. More triggers.
There you
than
get a good glimpse of Jono's wonderful moustache.
No, it's lovely.
I'm a big fan.
Look.
There was this one point where every single person that came down here from the sunny coast, which was like Jono, Ryan, Tom Harris, and Jai Hadrell, they all had these just dirty mustaches.
Exactly
great.
like the I'm 19 and discovered that facial hair is
Yeah,
real.
and it wasn't
mustache.
even Movember yet.
They just they
But they were getting cancer donations in early. True paragons of our Yu-Gi-Oh community.
yeah, lovely gentlemen, full of pip and vinegar.
The Burning Abyss deck makes a Dante.
Shocking.
Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Yeah, that'll get him.
We'll get him.
3 years, Costaroni. 2 Spell and Trap removals and a Rubik. Good. Seems good.
He still gets attacked, right? Dante
yeah, I
being
mean, he's
light,
still on.
25.
Yeah. Gets in there. He's going to make a nerd. Makes a nerd.
It's pretty good. You still get to swing for the continuous to attack effect to gain attack still applies, but you don't have to detach, so your download never gets weaker. All the power, none of the drawbacks.
I don't know. Attacking to detach isn't a drawback, really. What are you talking about, Dan?
Like this, if it gets weaker,
I
you
mean,
can sit on a 2500 trample nerd forever. Isn't terrible.
it ain't the worst. It ain't the worst. So, what do you feel Ryan's going to do here? Just
Sob.
scout for the other end of the scale and pendulum summon as many dudes as he can
Like
in
that isn't
defense, and
that isn't terrible, right?
it's not great.
Depends if he has a tribute in his hand. If he just tops
It's
the
true.
disc,
If he gets a disc,
like you bounce the everything with a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror on the field, and it's kind of like, oh look, you added your guy back.
my
He doesn't-
value.
You added a guy back, and he
Where's my
doesn't do
value
anything.
gone?
Where has my value gone?
I do enjoy myself a good Victoria.
Hmm.
Big fan of Victoria. So we're searching the carrier, and I'm assuming carrier is the 1 scale.
Yeah, carries 1 scale. That's why I was odd that Wiedemann was playing lots of 9s and no 1s.
Well, Wiedemann is known for his little extra decisions. So we have a Pendoram summon for looks like Shell and 2 of the level 6s. Or 3 1800 vanillas.
Hey, 3 800 vanillas that when they're tributed wreck your face.
Yeah, it ain't bad. It,
Nope.
it sure ain't bad.
Like you can even just tribute for another
Does
version
he
of
have
the
a
same card.
Fiend in
as
his
him.
hand?
Wow, that'd be really good.
He
But
adds
even-
2 Vanities Fiends.
Even tributing for like another copy of the same card, like a single tribute, just to bounce the nerd is
Yeah,
still fine.
I mean, that's pretty sick if he tributes the carrier for Vanity's Fiend, bounces the nerd.
Alright. So
I mean, he gets the Dante effect. But
the nerd doesn't go to grave, Juan.
June takes 6k?
I think he's Scoopan.
Yeah, he was on 100, but ain't no way he was coming back from that.
Was he on 100?
36 plus 24 is 6k, right?
It's 24, yeah.
And he's on
No, it's
61.
24, 21, 21. He has a carrier on board.
Oh, yeah, of course. I do. I can't remember which one does the lower and which one does the increase.
Yeah. The 1 scales all boost and the 9 scales all drop.
As Bowden so aptly pointed out, stop attacking him. He's already dead.
What the hell is a performer pal? They're the bad main character plays them archetype, where one of the cards
Oh, they're
is
the main
okay.
character plays them from the
Yeah,
new
that's why
anime.
they're weird circus animals. Because his whole thing is he's like card games on hippos. Like he rides one of the hippo cards around. Instead of card games on motorcycles, it's card games on hippos. His whole
This is
deck,
Arc V, right?
yeah, his whole deck is bizarre circus animals and exactly one dragon because of course.
The only thing I know about it is you said it was an accurate representation of Constellas because the guy like Miracle Sombre 3 turns in a row.
So old mate main character plays dumb cards, and then but other players play like very real cards. Like,
Okay.
so at some point they have to verse like when they verse decks, they don't always verse new decks. They sometimes verse old decks that they bring in support for, and like when he's playing Constellas, normally in the anime it's like every bad Constella card, like one of every bad Constella card, and
Yeah.
they like
So
work.
he's got the Zubapla mechs.
Yeah, and like they run it because like they write the anime so that they work.
Mhm.
This was like I'm playing Constellas, Pollux Chaos, Pallades set 2. Old mate tries to do things and he just Pallades him out of the game a couple of times. Then he's like, haha, your like Pallades has no materials, what are you gonna do now? Rips the Sombre, summons it, brings back the Chaos, makes another Pallades.
Outstanding.
And I'm like, this is real Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep.
Suppose
Speaking of real Yu-Gi-Oh, we have June with the old set monster, set 4 back row.
Yep, seems like a strong opening. I mean,
Aside
like,
from the fact you can't use discard traps, can't use Fire Lake,
yeah, no, it's fine.
it'll be fine.
And like he's listing X-Sabers and he goes like Boggart Knight, Full Helm Knight,
That was
Full
the
Troll, Full Troll.
super heavy samurai. Both of us died a Soulbank cannon game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's not go too far into that.
Nope.
What deck should you use against Dark Worlds?
Any-
Side cards that remove cards from the graveyard.
Any real deck.
DD Crow is good. Take their Graphers, their deck goes away.
Bottomless Trap Hole.
That's a good one.
Macrocosmos, Steve Fisher.
Yeah, it ain't bad. So here we have an Odd Eyes.
So it seems like Ryan's opened
appears
up a
to have-
slow hand as well.
Well, he has Regeki and Warning.
Yeah, but he's not going to write Geki a single set monster unless he hates himself. So it seems like it's
Mate,
honestly going to be set 2
don't-
Pendulum Dragon.
Don't tell him what he isn't going to do.
I
It's
don't-
Regeki. He
I,
can use it.
never said he didn't hate himself. I met the kid. Seems like he could have self-esteem issues. That doesn't seem like it's completely outside the realm of possibility.
I don't know. Ryan's at. He's got 2 Goth wristbands.
Because he gets
He's
sweaty.
dual wielding them.
Sweaty.
You could say akimbo wristbands.
Playing Jono, I'm sweating.
He's-
Alright, so
Well, like honestly, his forearms are sweaty, but his hands are bone dry.
good.
Everything's coming up Ryan.
Fantastic. So, Jono's set a monster set 4. Ryan's Pendulum Dragon for the Scout passed after setting 2.
The old slow start.
At least no one's getting a Wombo combo turn 2.
I don't
Let's-
know.
let's
I'm a
just
fan of Wombo.
Flips and goes
Flips
8.
the scum.
Chain Disappearance. Whatever happened to the days of Elemental Heroes and Ancient Gear Warriors back in 2nd Gen? That was the best. Well, you know when Heroes came along and they made Blue Eyes White Dragon completely irrelevant, and there were probably some people who you knew who would complain that Blue Eyes White Dragon wasn't the best deck anymore because they were scared of new things? That's basically what happened to Heroes, and now you are the guy who is complaining because they're scared of new things. It just happens. You just deal with it.
What
For-
exactly is a pendulum? Go on YouTube and search how to pendulum summon by Yu-Gi-Oh. They have a guide.
It's basically the new mechanic. Instead of releasing Synchros, Exceeds, Fusions, or another weird extra deck mechanic, they decided to make a weird main deck mechanic instead.
Not bone.
Because there's only so many times you can just jam a different coloured card in the extra deck and make everyone run 15 of them.
I was quite keen for the red extra deck cards.
What would they even do?
I don't know. Super Excel Exceed Synchros?
Have you seen the as terrible as the Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit is, someone made a picture that's like the Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit in 15 years, and it's like one of the threads is like, has Super Double Mega Axel Synchro completely replaced Turbo Summoning?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
has new mechanic been outdated by newer new mechanic?
the funny internet joke.
Oh man, I can't wait for new Crystal Beast support was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the memes.
The May-Mays.
But yeah, essentially the game keeps moving forward even if you stop playing it. So if you don't play for a while and you come back and you're like, why are there new cards? I'm scared. It's just
This
'cause-
game does power creep really hard though.
like quickly though. There are people who are nostalgic for Fire Fist, a deck that was good 4 months ago. Like,
Well, maybe 7.
all right,
I don't know. It was a while.
it was. But yeah, it's like, oh man, I missed that, and I'm like, but why?
Alright, and here we have El Scouto.
Yeah, it's Qliphort equipper guy.
You could say it's a reasonably good card.
But it got MST'd. Which is what happens to scouts all the time.
It's what they deserve, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
You seen the new Shadow Fusion? It's my main girl Winder getting ruined by Scout.
She getting ruined by Scout?
Yeah, check it out, mate.
Wow, I haven't seen this one.
This is in the next set. It's kind of cool, actually. I don't know how good it is, but it's kind of cool.
So does it basically just horribly replace core? Because you can just make your Shadow whatever element you want?
Yeah, I don't know, hey.
Seems alright. It's pretty much the same as Eldol, right? Where the whole thing is it's like
I mean,
a third fusion name.
yeah,
Like-
that's just it. It's like, you might play it just so you can occasionally fuse 3 times a turn.
Yeah.
But it's a fusion that can just get MST'd, which is kind of unfortunate. In other
That's
news, our main man June Ritz, Danteing, milling a,
Sir Firelake and a Rubik.
I think
A
it's
Scum.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a Scum,
It's a
Firelake,
Scum.
and a Rubik.
Yep.
That's still very
Pretty
good.
sick mills. Most OP Yu-Gi-Oh card ever. I'm gonna give you the Qliphort Mei Mei answer.
I think he means Consecrated Light.
Oh. My
Nah.
point stands.
Nah. Shape Snatch is better anyway.
Haha, Qliphort Mei Mei Shape Snatch joke.
Because you can limit removal it.
Yeah, but
Tribute for
you can
Vanity's
discard
Fiend.
this for Red Ox.
Tribute for Vanity's Fiend.
That's a good Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Sure is.
Until he turns his Dante around. Mills 3, attacks over it. Not sure what his plan is. Maybe he has decided in Mirror Forces to protect it from this on-field Dante. Because Jono has a really good out just on the field.
Back to the power creep discussion. Yes, players do get to search their decks a lot now and do a bunch of different things. But the whole point is both players get to do a bunch of different things, so it's fine. It's only a problem if you're like 100% committed to playing Elemental Heroes and you get really, really annoyed when polymerizationing like 4 guys from your hand for 1 dude and then that 1 dude gets murdered and then you're left with nothing is a bad idea. But that's how it works. If it's a bad idea, you just don't do it. You play a different deck. You play Elemental Heroes differently, like you play Hero Beat or something.
Or you wait till the structure deck comes out. And that's
Or you wait
pretty
till the
sweet.
structure deck comes out.
Owl Dark Misto.
And then it's, oh, I can play heroes now because they do this thing where you summon a guy and you search a card and then that guy gets you another card and it's
And
fantastic.
Dark Lore is a good card.
Dark Lore, you can have Dark Lore and Shadows, and you should.
What's that with like Mask Change the Second? Makes sense.
Oh, yes. It is quite good. I feel like 1000 as Restrict probably isn't the monster with the most text on it. Or is it?
Very well might be.
It does do a lot of things.
It sure does.
It's also like pre any sort of
Yeah,
proper
pre
text.
any sort of we know how to write English.
Yeah, back in the day when they just had to spam out full paragraphs on cards instead of like using keywords and things.
Yeah.
So he Firelakes, there's a graph. Tom Harrison's probably pretty annoyed that none of his cards are on the table anymore when he really
Yeah,
wants them to be.
They appear to be all gone. And this, in a nutshell, is why the Burning Abyss is favored here. You just Firelake all their hopes and dreams away, and then you kill them dead. Yeah, they have shuffled their deck a million times.
That's how
It's
it
one of the
works.
reasons why Worlds was so painful to watch, because they had to pile shuffle every time they shuffled.
They still got to resolve multiple search effects at once.
Yeah, that was handy.
There's just some sweet rave bass coming from somewhere.
I know. I'm enjoying it profusely.
Hey, he has the Scout.
He's got the Scout, and
Oh.
June has the Typhoon.
Is that all 3?
I would not be surprised if that was all 3. I admittedly haven't been paying all that much attention.
Pretty sure it's a Vanity's
that.
Fiend in his hand as well.
That's kind of ruthless.
That is savage.
So pretty much,
Scooper,
yep,
you know.
Vanity's Fiend. I mean, the only thing Ryan would be able to draw there would be like Climate Change, and even that would just be way too slow. Because he'd just be dead.
Alright, now, Jono...
I'm assuming Jono isn't going to...
I feel like Jono
come in
isn't going to
for-
concede to an interview, but I will double check just in case.
Yep, we'll try and get him in. Seems like Jono didn't like the idea of coming in for an interview, I would assume. Did he just MST a monster? Kind of. Pendulum monsters are kind of interesting in that they made two sort of like continuous zones for them, and they're sort of spell monster hybrids. It's interesting to say the least. And it just so happens that the Qliphort deck is entirely these monsters. So if you see here on Scout, it's like half green, half yellow. So it is a spell monster.
Basically, it depends where you play it as to whether or not it's a spell or a monster.
Yep.
In
In
the,
hand it counts as a monster, right?
in the monster zone, it's a monster. In the spell zone, it's a spell. So when it's a spell, you can MST it.
Yeah. You can kill him dead with the MSTs. Give Ryan an interview.
I feel that Yu-Gi-Oh getting more complicated is a good thing. Like, back in the day when it was really, really simple, the problem was, yeah, sure, it was easy to pick up and play, but it honestly broke down to, like, cards like Mechanical Chaser being $200 because it was 1850 attack and it was 50 stronger than anything else you could summon at the time is stupid. Like,
Well, that was the game.
I know, but it's just stupid. It was like, oh, well, he had the trap hole, and, like, because it was, like, there was just no sort of...
Yeah.
You just lost things. Like,
I don't know. There's been a lot of really good old Yu-Gi-Oh formats. I mean, people fondly remember Plants and Teledad. They were good formats.
and, like, Goats was fine as well, because you
it's fine.
I think it's fine that, like, at least in Goats, there was no, like, there was some level of auto-win, but it was still just things like, you couldn't just blind MST every trap they set, because, like, you had to hold
played around the
it.
Pot of Greed by drawing Pot of Greed.
Yeah, well, there is that. But, yeah.
Are we interviewing anyone, or are we just going to sit here and talk?
Well, Juon declined, and
Yep, that's just what Jono does.
no one wants to interview the guy who lost.
Fun fact, I was banned from the talking on the AIG stream for months because I wrote in the chat when Jono declined an interview that he was a little bitch.
Well,
Banned
that's fair.
for months.
That's fair.
That was great.
Yeah, and a bitch.
And now I can't talk there anyway because I didn't buy a subscription. Did Jai win?
Jai did win.
Sweet.
Jai won. Jono won. I didn't look at the other match.
So it's either Wiedemann or...
Widerman or
Who was Wiedemann versing?
someone. And then we're waiting on Luke and Luke's opponent to finish now.
Okay, sweet.
Who is the guy who borrowed a Qliphort deck and is now in
Yes,
top 8.
now he's in top 8. He's doing alright for
Good.
himself.
Skill. Pure skill.
What decks are in the top 8? I'm assuming entirely Shadol, Burning Abyss, and
Well,
Qliphort.
top 4 now is Jono playing Burning Abyss, Jai playing Shadows? Burning Abyss.
Burning Abyss, yeah.
Jai's playing Burning Abyss. Luke is playing Qliphort, but we don't know if he's won yet or not.
Any updates, Ben?
Just waiting on
Wiedemann
Mm-hmm.
Luke.
is the winner.
Wiedemann is the winner.
Jono obviously is the winner.
Yeah.
Jay had wins.
And we're waiting on one result.
I think we're
Yep.
waiting on Luke.
Yeah.
Cool, so that'll be Qliphort, Burning Abyss, and whatever wins out of Luke and his opponent. Who I believe
Yep,
are playing
yep, yep.
Qliphort and Burning Abyss. So that. No Shadows. None. Irrelevant deck, don't worry about it.
Mate.
Throw it in the bin. Put it in the bin.
No Shadows, no glory. Yeah, go right
Yeah.
ahead. Conversation topic is up.
Final round of Swiss, no draws, played out like it was single elim. What would you think?
Single elimination.
But say in the final round of Swiss,
Yep.
there was a rule that says no draws.
Alright,
You
this
must
is an
play.
interesting conversation.
Just
topic.
in the final round.
So, for a bit of background, there was a draw in the last round. Zero way to prove or investigate whether it was intentional or not, but it just accept that it happened.
Yep.
By drawing in the final round, both of those players topped. Like, they were both in position where by drawing they topped.
Mhm.
And in doing so, they pushed out, like, 3 players who, if they had have had, like, a win-loss result, by resistance, basically any one of those 4 players, including the guy who won that match, could have made it. But because they drew, they both made it. So when something like that happens, it always looks a little bit intentional just because it's like, it's so ideal for both players that you have to question whether they did it on purpose. So the idea Bennett suggested is, what would happen if in the last round of Swiss, because by the last round it's pretty easy to predict whether or not you're going to top, what if you played it out like single elim where you can't draw?
Right, so as in after your 5 turns, it's just first change of life points? I would
Yeah,
assume.
or I think it's like if you go into like a draw scenario, you start a sudden death game. I think is the way the Euro TCG does it, which is like 2 turns each, highest
okay.
life.
That's ruthless.
I don't
So
know.
what happened at like the Euro YCSs? Because I know in the top cut,
Well, I know at our Nats it
It's-
was sudden death, but Australian Nats is weird, real weird sometimes. I don't reckon IDing should be allowed. I feel like it's one of those things where, yeah, okay, like, if you're a good player, you're like, oh, but what if I verse my teammate and we both want to top? And it's like, yeah, that's like the game, right? Like, the game is that you play your opponent, you either beat them or lose, and sometimes you have to beat up your friends, and it just
Yeah.
happens. Like, my whole thing with anyone, I'm also not a big advocate of splitting top tournaments, like, ever, for the reasons I outlined before, which is like, if you're gonna split top 4, you might as well split top 8, and you might as well split top 16, and you might as well have everyone walk into a room, pay $10, and have everyone turn around and get given $10, say you all came 43rd, equal first, goodbye, and no one plays any Yu-Gi-Oh at all.
I mean, I
like,
guess that kind of makes sense in some ways.
like, I understand when
I
people
usually,
like,
the only time I ever really split is if it's like top 2 of a box with a friend of mine.
yeah.
I usually just split the box then, so there's no hard feelings.
Yeah, like, I get it if you're like, oh, okay, it's been 7 hours at a locals, and it's the difference between, like, if I lose, I get $10, and if I win, I get $20. Why don't we just both take $15 and walk away from the table an hour earlier than we
Yeah,
normally
but I mean,
have
if
to?
it's in a normal box tournament, it's if I win, I get 24. If I lose, I get 12. If we split, we both get 16. 16, I think it is. Something like that. It's like 3/4.
Yeah, but like the whole point is like you're here to play the game, right? Like it's like if I could win Yu-Gi-Oh, like if I could win a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament by somehow gaming the system, so I got like 8 straight buys. Like the last round was a buy somehow, and they're like, you win, you won every round because you got buys, and they're all technically wins. I wouldn't do it. So what's the point?
Yeah, there's no achievement there.
Pay money, you walk away with prizes, but you played the game exactly.
Like, you have a
0
thing next to your name
times.
that says, yeah, you're top 16 to YCS, but it's, you just got given it.
Yeah, and like
I mean, I'm kind of iffy on intentional draws because it seems to work really well in Magic, where intentional draws are totally allowed, but their tournaments are like 15 rounds. And pretty much every single time. Like, Pro Tours are 16 rounds, I think, and you have to pretty much X to top or X4 if you have really good resistance, and GPs is X2-1, I think.
Right, we have our top 4.
Top 4? What's
Okay.
that top 4?
It's Wiedemann versus Jihad, I believe.
Okay.
And, no, Wiedemann versus Jono,
Mhm.
and Jihad versus Luke.
we'll do J-Head versus Luke, I think.
Yeah, it's Jihad versus Luke seems good. Benigabis versus
Qliphort.
Qliphort again.
Yep, we'll get him up.
Cool.
Let's go.
All right, we're doing
Seems like we very...
doing J-Had versus Luke, who's the guy who borrowed a deck. I feel like if I'm not great at Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not going to pretend I'm, like, excellent and I, like, top all the time. But I feel like if I was bad, I'd prefer to split when I had the opportunity, right? Because if we play it out, I'm going to lose.
For sure.
But the whole point is at the end of the day, I'd rather play it out and come third and say, oh, I came third, than, like, split and be like, I came equal fourth, I guess. And, like, most of the time, especially at, like, locals, you're splitting and you're like, oh, we split. Oh, we made so much money. Like, we got $17.50 store credit. And it's like, you paid $10 entry and you were here for 4 hours.
Where are you even going to get $17.50 store credit when you split first?
Because it's like, what?
Oh, you mean like your Moray Field?
Yeah,
sort of
Moray
prizes?
Field's like 50 for winning, right? So you
Is
like,
it? That's actually not bad.
it's something like that, but they always split.
Oh, they always split top 4?
Yeah, so it's like $17.50 or something, and they're like, we made $7.50. It's like, you were
Yeah,
here
for
for 4
5 hours of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just play it out. Jesus. At least one of you walks away with, like, $40 and can say, like, all right, well, $30 is kind of worth it. And, like, yeah, the problem with IDs, for me, is, like, so, for example, 2 of the people who got pushed out, like Henry and Blake, right?
Yep.
They were both on 9 points, and they lost these 2 guys on 10, and they were both doing quite well. But it's just the thing of, like, it didn't matter. If they knew they were going to, if they knew there was another table that at that point was intentionally drawing their last round, hell, maybe they would have intentionally drawn as well, and at least then it would have been like 4 people on 10 points, and
Yeah.
it would have come down to like resistance. But they don't have that much information. Like, no one tells them, and it just means like it's like the prisoner's dilemma. Like, if everyone intentionally draws, it's fine. If no one intentionally draws, it's fine. If some
If
people intentionally draw
2
and you
people
don't,
intentionally draw.
and that breaks down to, like, you know, if, like, me and my teammate get paired, we're going to intentionally draw every time, and me and a random get paired, I'm going to play it out and try and beat them every time. Then it just encourages weird, like, clicky things, and it ain't great. I really feel like just playing it out is the way to go 100% of the time. Anyway, moving on.
Last round being single elim could be interesting. What, last round being single, like just elimination?
Yeah.
No, all right, cool.
Because I know you're super not keen on IDing, Ben.
Yeah, it's
Because when it all comes down to it, it's basically collusion.
it is collusion.
Well, the problem is that it's not. It would be fine if it was like everyone just agrees to do it all the time, but it's not. It just the people who get affected aren't the people who ID. The people who get affected are the people who get cheesed out because other people are IDing.